In this video, I'm playing PowerWash Simulator 2 and keeping you company whilst you fall asleep. If you're new here, welcome, I'm MadMorph, and if you're returning, welcome home. PowerWash Simulator 2 is a relaxing and satisfying game about cleaning different maps. And in this video, I'm checking out its first and brand new DLC that takes place in the land of Adventure Time. Here's what you need to know. You can play this game solo or with a friend. It allows for up to 4 of you to clean together. And the Adventure Time DLC comes with 5 new locations to power wash and a custom new washer. This is PowerWash Simulator 2 Adventure Time Pack, and it's out today on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. The Nintendo Switch 2 version is coming soon. They are the sponsor for today's video, so check out the link in the description to check out the game for yourself. And now, let's tuck you in, and let's get down to sleep with PowerWash Simulator 2 Adventure Time Pack. I just started this game up, and I can hear a cat or something purring in the background, and I had something I needed to do on my phone, and I've been sitting here with my headphones on listening to that, and I could listen to that all day in and of itself. The best sound in the world. If you can think of a better sound, let me know what it is in a comment. Right, we're ready to jump into some PowerWash Simulator 2, and we are playing the Adventure Time Pack, which is out right now. Step into the sweet shoes of the Royal Candy Cleaner to clean up the land of ooh, and then the running, the screaming. We begin with a treehouse. I, Princess Bubblegum, hereby dub thee the Royal Candy Cleaner. Sounds like a tough job, I know, but I genetically spliced you from the legs of a worker bee and the toughest donut I could find. So hard work is literally baked into your DNA. My friends Finn and Jake have volunteered to devise a test to train you up. Do a good job, who knows? Maybe you'll get the Royal Seal of Approval. So our first job is to clean up the treehouse living room. Let's jump in. It's quite a colourful mess that has been made in here. And we have our washer. Let's get our volumes right so it's nice and easy on you. There we go. That's nice, isn't it? It's a nice spray. And then what else have we got? Got a couple of nodules here. Change to different settings. And we're going to give this a good clean, a good scrubbing. Oh my gosh, what's this? A power washer? It's almost like a steam cleaner. Ooh. That's very satisfying. Hey Finn, I hear sloshing, splooshing and burbling. The Royal Candy Cleaner must have started already. We get little dialogue in the corner, that's cool. Beemo. Pet Beemo. Finn, I hear it too, dude. I love Beemo. What a cutie. So is this restoring it to its color that we want? Let's see. It is. I feel like that's quite nice. What a great way to do floors. And a little more low key. Almost like you're hoovering it and moving around rather than power washing. That's cool. I wonder if they react. Does that tickle? I think it does. Got a dice here to do. What's actually relaxing jobs? What would be the most relaxing job that you can think of? Isn't it funny how for a period of time it was kind of romanticized, wasn't it, in terms of work in a little coffee shop somewhere, greet the customers, making coffee. But actually, in reality, that's got to be one of the most sort of stressful, widespread jobs you can think of, isn't it? Always go, 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 so busy. Hello? Someone's trying to grab some shut-eye in here. Shelby, I think I disturbed someone. So what's like an actual relaxing job? I think anything outside has to have an element of it is relaxing. It's also hard work, of course, but you probably feel pretty good at the end of the day. Whenever I see power washing videos on TikTok or like when they power wash a driveway and clean it and stuff. I mean, those accounts do great, so people must find it relaxing. Or that lady who cleans up people's graves, like the tombstones, washes them down and stuff. I imagine there's an element of that is relaxing to do it, just like this game is relaxing, you know? And so then, what else do we have? We have different changing between those. So we've got floors. It looks like you can use this on the wall, but I think you would switch to your spray. We've got prongs. So many different ones from the first one that I played. What else? Okay, so prongs plus, prongs further. Is this getting higher up? It's sort of on an extender. Yes, it's an extender. Okay. Then how do we switch it back to the non-pronged type? There you go. So I push 2 to change the end on it. Sorry, a little bit of click-clacking whilst I work out what we're doing. Soap. That's what I was looking for. Oh my gosh. I love that. Listen to that. Bubble, bubble. Oh, and it looks really satisfying as well for any who are watching and not just listening. It's covering everything in a pink sud, which I feel like is then going to be double relaxing to power wash off. I wonder if you have to use this on stubborn stains. Sound like an advert now. Stubborn stains be gone. Do you think most jobs were more relaxing in the old days than they are now? Because everything was just like a slower pace and kind of chill. Like working in retail in the 50s surely had to be more chill than today. Wow, the suds are even sliding down the wall. So now we've sudsed it up. Oh, it looks like I actually have a limited amount of suds. And I just sprayed this wall with a whole bunch. Oh well. And then we can switch to find what our favorite washer is. And it's coming off reet clean, let me tell you. So I'm going to go with... okay, so 3 extends us out. I see, okay. I haven't played the sequel yet, so we're learning this together. I think we go with the prongs, but it's slightly loud, so I'll turn you down slightly, just so it's not me blasting in your ear. I think that's quite nice. We get a nice, slow wash. Washing up the kitchen right now. Oh, we get a satisfying little dink every time we clean something. Cleaning the stove. There you go, that's nice. So much to be done. Oh, that's the best one. That's what we want. That's perfect. That's also the best sound, I think. That's a right little comforting hiss. This is giving me the urge to clean my entire house all of a sudden. You ever start to do like a full room clean and then halfway through regret everything? It's like pulling everything out of your wardrobe and then it's all over the floor and you get halfway through and you're like, I'm tired of this now. Tired, Grandpa. I wonder if it's cozy to work in like a small town coffee shop. It's not busy. If everyone's chill and friendly and nice to you. And you get like 1 customer an hour. It's like, oh, hey, Bob. On a break? Sure am. Could I get my usual? You sure can. Here's your latte, Bob. Just the way you like it. Thank you. Here's a little tip for you for the day. Thank you kindly. See you next time. It's got to be one of the perks to small town living, hasn't it? That kind of vibe, that kind of thing. But then also a con, as we've talked about before. Everybody knowing each other. All up in everyone's business. Oh, did you hear about Bob? The guy that comes in and gets a latte every day? Oh, yeah. I got some news for you. I heard something. Oh, no. Ah, so interestingly, there was some quite good, really good on there scrub-a-dub in this stove, and I had to switch the head to a more powerful head to get the grime out of there. It looked like some old pie or something. So our beautiful spreading is good for like a wide clean, and then we got to get right up in there and give it a right good spray. And also to get behind things, like behind this kettle, I almost can't quite get there to finish it off completely. Ah, once you do a certain percentage, it cleans the rest. Okay, so that's to prevent it from becoming too annoying and keep it cozy, I assume. So you're just like, dink, done. Otherwise there would be little bits that you missed that would drive you crazy, wouldn't they? Sometimes I feel like I would suit that pace of life a bit better. Just, how's it going? How's it going? But then I don't really want to talk to anyone, so it would just be me talking to myself on a farm or something, you know? Don't know what I would do if I was in a small town. Be scared, probably. Bum, ba, bum. I feel like I've got a little bit of the best of both worlds. I'm kind of in a pretty... It's not quiet. It was a lot more quiet when I first moved here, but it's got a little bit more people and a bit more interesting over the years. Sort of, it's a village technically, but you know, you've got shops, there's a little high street and stuff, but equally I could go for a walk in the daytime and I could pass like one person on my walk, so that's quite nice. So I've sort of experienced both kinds of living, and I do prefer it quieter, but not too quiet, I don't think. Alright, let's switch back to our big old wide cannon, which is so satisfying. As we do the kitchen sideboards, we've got cheese, but this is me getting a snack in the middle of the night. Just a hunk of cheese on the side, and a big old knife in it. I used to eat so much cheese you would have thought I was a mouse. And just for some reason, I don't eat as much cheese anymore. I probably only really have it when I'm making a pizza or on my pasta. But literally, I used to have like crackers all the time, so I would just sit with like crackers and a block of cheese as a snack. I'll tell you actually, whilst we're talking about food, I recently have moved to coconut milk, and it's so nice in coffee. You put the smallest dash in and it doesn't really change the colour. I can pick stuff up. We've got a little ladder to move around and get into those high and hard to reach points. Wonderful. It doesn't really change the colour, so at first you think, oh, this is going to be like black coffee, but it's really nice. It puts the slightest little hint of coconut on it. Jake, Finn, trashing our living room for Bubblegum's official test was such a great idea. They did this for the test. I didn't clock that. That's why it's so messy. Finn, I know, bro. How many chances are we going to get to empty the cupboards like that with zero comeback? You think they'll clean it all? I'm going to do my best, guys. I love the little side chats. That's so cute. No way. I went over that slime stain like 5 times. cool. Because I've been having oat milk for years at this point. But I thought I'd change it up. So I've done coconut and almond. And so I use almond when I want like a plain milk, like a tea or something. And it's working out pretty good. I like them both. I didn't think I liked almond milk. When I had first had it, I really didn't like it. Just because I suddenly found out that technically not all oat milks are gluten-free. So I thought, oh, let me try like doing actual proper gluten-free milks for a while. There is gluten-free oat milk, but I just thought I would try the switch to coconut and almond that are gluten-free. It says it on the carton, so we're okay. So here's myself a bit of an allergy. You hear Bob who comes in with the lattes. He's getting coconut milk now. He recently changed his order. Big scandal in small town. Bob changes milk. But if you enjoyed power washing and you had a little power wash business, it's got to be quite zen, right? You got to get into a zone as we are here of just like up and down. That's why I've liked this game. Played the first one a bunch. Because it can be daunting at first that you've got a whole area to clean. I mean, look already. Compare. From when we came in here, let's look around. We've got all of this still to do. We haven't even looked in the back room. Is that a guitar? Can we play it? Is it going to play when we hit it? Oh, it is. It's a bass. Marceline's bass. Wait, someone's playing my bass. I can feel it. Is she the vampire? Oh, I love that it actually makes a little sound. And we get a little picture of them. Why does that sound like a John Bovey song? Wow, wow. Ba-da-na-na-na. Wow, wow. It's my life. So if you're a fan of the cartoon too, there's loads of little things. I don't know if that is the vampire. It's been a long time since I watched Adventure Time. But I enjoyed it. And then, so anyway, you look and everything's really grimy and covered in stuff, but you get the satisfaction of look at the colours and how everything looks now that we've cleaned it. The kitchen area is looking really spick and span. And the rest of it's covered in multicoloured goop and some cobwebs and just grime, really. This seems like it's more colourful than the other maps because it's cartoony and Adventure Time, whereas other maps, if you play the base game, they're kind of like it's dirt and grime. It's a lot more sort of realistic, I guess, in terms of what you're cleaning. You know, you're like cleaning a pool area and it's all grimy and you have to go around and do it, sort of thing. So this feels like an interesting change. Let's try and get in this bucket here. It's pretty grim. And we'll see what other maps pop up as we go through. Jumped up onto something here so I can get a good angle. And turn it down just another touch. Let's get some more soap on the wall. The soap's a really nice sound, isn't it? Oh. Bubbling and bubbling. Bubbly boo. Cleaning it up. I love the floor cleaner. There's even footprints. Are those my footprints? Oh no, they're these muddy boot footprints. Someone's got some muddy Uggs here. Walking through the house. I know the power washing sound might not be for everyone, but I'm assuming if you clicked on Fall Asleep with Power Washing Sim, you were expecting a power washing sound and are hopefully enjoying it. We can roll the dice. Pick up the dice. Pick it up. Rotate. Roll. Okay. Where should I put it? Put it over here where it's clean. 7 hours of steam cleaning. do the floors for a minute. What's the weirdest thing you've ever listened to fall asleep that isn't me? Because you might think listening to me playing video games to do it's pretty unique, isn't it? It's one of those things where just for all of my time playing stuff, when I used to live stream, people would always say, oh, I love falling asleep to this. I used to be so offended. I'd be like, you're calling me boring. People would put on my stream to sleep, and that's like 10 years ago. Whoa, these are some big... Oh wait, I feel like these are known for something. Doesn't Jake wear these? They're these big red boots. I feel like I've got a sort of cartoon image in my mind of the dog wearing these boots. Emo shoes, the little cowboy shoes, cowboy boots, cute. And it took me a while, but eventually I thought, well, I am what I am. I can't, you know, even if it is because I'm boring, I can't not be. You know, I don't want to force myself to try to be zany and loud just because that's what everyone does in gaming. And I feel like at the time it was one of those things where I thought, well, I'll never get big doing it, and that's fine. We'll just carry on doing what we do and being ourselves. But as the gaming audience has grown up and got older, I feel like more people have found my style of doing it. Because suddenly it's like, well, we're old now, we want to chill. We don't really want someone playing a video game and screaming as loud as anything. Because really, that suddenly becomes for like very young people, doesn't it? It's a very different audience. Because even when I was streaming 10 years ago, my audience has always been pretty, not old, just up there. Not what you would expect for gaming stuff. 24 plus, up to, you know, 40s, 50s, 60s. Is that grime or is that clean? Let's see. Well, that's a nice one. That's pleasant. But I think it's quite weak, so some of the stickier stuff isn't coming off. But it's good for little objects like this. Can I open this? Looks like the kind of thing you'd interact with, but I think it's actually the door. Pictures, we're cleaning the pictures of them. Dude, chucking out all that food made me hungry. Oh, is this their fridge? Ah, that's why, because we cleaned that and now they're talking about food. We should have made sandwiches when we had the chance. What about some bacon pancakes? Don't sweat it. I'll stretch a leg in through the window and grab us something from the cupboard. Is that actually going to happen? From the cupboard. We cleaned them out, remember? Besides, Bubblegum said no interruptions under any circumstances. Thought we were going to get a big stretchy arm through. Let's throw some soap on. Ah, it looks like the soap refills over time. Great. Let's soap it down, scrub it. Sort of lets you know where you need to go a little bit too. So, you know, whatever you are, embrace yourself. Whatever you need to be. Seems to be the way to go about things, I think. Keep switching them because I'm trying to find one that I like, but I think I do like this one best. I just have to turn it down a little bit. There we go. Doing the steps. The ladder branch. Such a cute little house. Would you live in a tree house? You ever see those like treehouse Airbnbs? Fancy tree houses? Nice. Flying through some of these now. What's your dream Airbnb location? Think about that. Nice and sleepily. Being in your dream location right now. Because if you close your eyes, you could be anywhere, really. You don't have to be where you are. You could be anywhere in the world. All you got to do is use your imagination. Okay, I feel like the kitchen side and the walls are pretty much done. Probably have to go over the floor in little bits again. Let's come into this room and slowly just drag up the walls and get them clean. And then down from the top. Feel like I'm doing a body scan meditation. Feel the tension in the top of your head. Feel it leaving your body. Dragging down, relax your jaw. What's funny is that stuff actually works. Being reminded of it. Sometimes have a video pop up. Hey, relax your jaw. And you're like, oh yeah. Let go of the tension in your shoulders. Alright, yeah, that's a good idea. We hold on to so much tension, don't we? People like you and me, not made for the modern world, should be waking up sleepily in a forest somewhere, plucking an apple off a tree, having a crunch, wandering over, telling each other stories, painting pictures in the sand. That's why I'm starting a cult, so sign up now. Gonna go move to the woods together, and it's all gonna be okay. Morph, we haven't got any electricity. We can't play any video games. We're just living in a treehouse. Oh, I didn't think this far ahead, sorry. Clean the floor. Done. So wait, there's a little guy up here waving at us in the ladder place. Can we say hello to them? Can we climb up? What happens if I spray them? Oh, they went back in. They look like a little snail man. And then he comes out and he's waving again. That's very cute. So let's get the grimy bits. So you can see in the top left we have how much still needs to be cleaned of the hollow branch interior. So there's still some dirty bits. Dirt to be scrubbed. Filth. And then once that's done, it'll ping for us. But I wonder where the last bit is. Maybe there's some on the outside here. That's exterior. So where's interior? It's in here. What have we missed? Ah, wait. There's scrub-a-dub on the sides of the steps. There you go. So each grip has its own thing that needs cleaning also. That one's not quite done. Oh, mate, maybe we should use the steps so we can get a better view. Oh, I can't put that in here. Maybe it's the nozzle we're using. Use a bit of soap. Might help us get it clean. Gotta get in those edges. The nooks and the crannies and the nooks. Dr. Zeus does PowerWash Sim. The nooks and the crannies and the nooks. Scrubbing down the kitchen, scrubbing down your books. Why hasn't there been like another Dr. Zeus? Or maybe there is. Maybe loads of people copied him because whenever anything's successful, everyone just copies it until it's boring, but it's such a fun way of doing things. Maybe I should be the next Dr. Zeus. Maybe that's what we've just discovered. Suddenly the books that I'm writing have to just, everything becomes a rhyme. I did it. I did the whole interior. Nice. Okay, let's move back outside of here. I'm going to use the ladder to just get a little bit of a better angle on things. Step up on there and clean off this soapy area that we've been doing. There's some good soap right there sticking to it. So I've started writing again. I've been writing for like the last year, off and on, trying to find the time to do it. Going back to things that I used to enjoy, as one is wont to do. So I spent a lot of my teens and 20s like coming up with ideas and writing and stuff. World building, and wouldn't this be cool, and I want to write something like this. Now I just want to do it just for me, really. I honestly think it's the experience of, I've put out public domain versions of books of stuff that I've done on the podcast. I have released actual books of as kind of companions to go with the audiobook, because it was the only way I could get my audiobooks onto Audible. You have to have an ebook, I guess, to stop it from being just inundated by slop recordings, right? Even though there's like a million slop ebooks on there now. And so I did my own ebooks and I did my own illustrations in them to avoid using AI or anything. Like, they're not good, but I would rather I sit and just do a digital drawing and some artwork rather than use AI, because it's like just for the fact of getting the book out, right? So long story short, going through the process of actually just putting a book out, I thought that was very simple. And really, I guess what I'm saying is a lot of the time, blocks that exist in our mind that stop us from doing things or pursuing things is because we think it's going to be really hard. But when you understand and go through the process of doing something once, you realize how easy it is and that it's really not a big deal. You think, well, actually, I could do that for something that I wrote, couldn't I? And then it's there. Doesn't have to be a bestseller. Doesn't have to sell 10,000, 5,000, 1,100. Could sell one copy to my mum, but you did it, you know? So I think that's why it's encouraged me. Finn, that's gross, dude. My shoes are stank nasty. Jake, right now I could eat both and your socks. Finn, oh yeah, they're right here for you, bro. Catch. These two. So I think that kind of made me think again, oh yeah, go back to stuff that you like, you know? Do things you want to do. And I share it with you to hopefully make you feel the same. And just, I guess it's really what it comes down to is always remembering that perfect is the enemy of the good. You know, you don't have to be perfect in anything you do in this life. You don't have to be the best. You can mainly just do it because you enjoy it. And you never know what will come of that, really. You never know. I mean, I've read the entirety of the Twilight Saga on my podcast, and those are not well-written books. But, do you know what it is? It's a fun story. It's a good yarn. It's an enjoyable world that people kind of have got into and really enjoyed. And as a result, there is a success there that I would imagine Stephanie Meyer never thought possible, you know? So you should absolutely explore your passions and the things that you love to do. I believe so. This area seems to be taking me longer. I wonder if it's a bit more caked on, or if it's just me not concentrating as much. Little grimy bits. It's all these kinds of, they look like old school PCs, like old Macs with floppy disk slots in them. You kind of have to jump up to get the dirt that's around them. You can also play this co-op. You can do this with friends. So you could be cleaning the kitchen, and someone could be in here cleaning, and you're just kind of chatting away to each other whilst you're cleaning. I always think that's cute. It works both ways. It works as a hangout game, and it also works if you think you just want to switch off and play for yourself. It kind of works really well as a on its own kind of game, or with podcast, or with music. Second screen, you could have a movie on whilst you play this, and it just helps switch your brain off even more. Gives you that kind of goal of just looking around for grime and then cleaning the grime. It works really, really well. I think so, anyway. Anyway, I'll let you know if I ever write anything and put it out. And you can see the stories of my mind. And of course, if you want the audiobooks, it's Down to Sleep. Everywhere you get podcasts, or just go to downtosleeppodcast.com. You can find all the audiobooks. Just put out my third official audiobook for Anna Green Gables, start to finish, after Pride and Prejudice and The Secret Garden, but there's tons of books. Those are only the official ones that I've done fully that are out. But there's actually over 500 episodes of the podcast on Patreon, so I've been reading for 5 years. Got to do the ceiling. And it sort of feels, as I'm looking up at the ceiling, I feel like I'm upside down. I feel like I'm sort of on the floor, on the ceiling, looking at the floor. But it's a nice wide space to just slowly spray and get clean. Doesn't look like it needs too much soap yet. You can just go up and down. Follow your dreams is my point, but follow them from your heart and for yourself. Too many dreams are attached to the outcome. I do think that our dreams should be about expression, not necessarily, I want to do this thing for A, fame, B, money. The kind of find the enjoyment in the doing, if you can, especially with creative stuff. It's pretty cool. And it's for your own happiness more than anything, because that way if you don't make it, you can still enjoy what you're doing. Pretty important. Your happiness is what matters most. Bum bum bum. Oh, there is some right old grime on the side of this branch. Let us get a little better angle. And under the shelf too. Let's get right in there with a more powerful wash. This one's doing like a sort of sweeping circular motion, a bit like how your electric toothbrush is to clean your teeth. I almost said to clean your sheep for some reason. Don't clean your sheep with an electric toothbrush. That would be madness. Did you know when you're using an electric toothbrush, you shouldn't brush? You're meant to just hold it. Just in case you didn't know. You just hold it on the tooth. for your allotted amount of time. You don't actually brush whilst it's brushing, because it's moving for you. I accidentally went to a private dentist once and paid a lot of money, and that was some of the advice he gave me, so you're welcome. May as well get some use out of it. I broke my tooth. I bit into a popcorn kernel. Like, I had a bit of a bad tooth there anyway. It had had a filling before, and I think the filling had started to come out. Like one of my chompers, you know, deep in my mouth. And this was years ago. I was eating popcorn and one of the unpopped kernels crunched into the tooth. The tooth broke. And I couldn't get our NHS National Health Service appointment with my dentist for like, I think a month or something. And I thought, oh, I don't have a broken tooth for that amount of time. Let me find another dentist locally. And so I found a dentist and went to it, but it was private and I didn't know how much it was going to be. So we have free dentistry on the NHS, but private, it's like private healthcare. And so it was very nice. I'm going, it's a quiet waiting room. I'm sitting down, there's a TV there, there's no one else in there. I'm thinking, this is nice. This is nice, very quiet. All very clean looking. Go in, guy's nice as pie, taking his time, giving me tips on brushing teeth and flossing and all the rest of it. Like, wow, this is the kind of intimate personal service that's really been missing in my life. And I go out, I go downstairs, I go to the reception. Here's the bill for today and the expected bill when you come back in for the work to fix the broken tooth. And sorry, what am I looking at? It was so much money. So luckily, because it was just the initial consult was what I had, and then they said, you know, come back in a week, we'll do the tooth, and it'll be this much. The consult itself, I can't remember what it was, but I think it was like 80 to maybe like 120 just for that first appointment. Great of your great British pounds, ladies and gentlemen. And the actual work itself was 4, 5, 6 times that, I think. I think I blocked it out because I remember standing there in the reception area looking at it and going, oh, and then having to kind of style it out. So when do you want to book in for? Let me check my diary. Very busy man, I'll tell you. And I'll come back and I'll call you and I'll let you know, and we'll book that in. But don't put it in just yet. And I'll let you know. Thank you. Bye. Never went back. Straight on the phone to the NHS dentist. Hi, when could you get me in? 3 weeks? Sounds great. I'll wait. Thanks very much. God bless the NHS, eh? And it all worked out in the end. But I did get some good tips for brushing and flossing and all the rest of it. I've always flossed anyway. Bum bum bum. It's getting pretty clean in here. Let's get some soap on this area. Soap this area right up. Right, old sudsy, innit? Listen to that. Turn it up. Getting those bubbles going, mate. Tickling Beamo with the bubbles. Cute. Alright, I think that's good. Got this whole area covered in bubbles. Spraying Beamo with the soap gun, it kind of reminds me of if you ever washed a car, like with your parents or a friend or something. Always like someone then like has fun and sprays the other person with a hose a little bit. Why is it so hilarious getting sprayed with a hose as a kid? Like in a garden when it's summertime. You're like, stop running away from it. Dogs love a hose, don't they? It's that little part of us, this little part dog, I tell you. I love the BMO voice. So cute. Scrub the sofa. It's coming off nice with the soap first. Gotta get under here. I like that there's literally a real crouch. There's crouch and then there's like, we're prone almost so we can see right under the bench. Tickle your feet. And do it, you know? Laughter, a wonderful thing. Kind of due to go back to the dentist, I think, to be honest with you, but I always found them... It's not even that I'm scared of the dentist, it's just I find it really overwhelming in terms of... You're real close to me, you know? We're real close right now. I'm laying back, you got a finger in my mouth, I can't really swallow or breathe. And I just don't like it. I'll go back. Actually, you know what? I don't think your shoes are going to cut it. I'm going to eat the entire treehouse instead. Finn. Oh yeah? Well, you better hurry up, because I'm about to eat the entire grasslands and the Candy Kingdom. Well, you'll have to do it inside my tum-tum, because I'm about to eat all of... Ooh, even the vapor swamps. I feel like because we're in here cleaning, they can't get to their kitchen and they're getting hungry. They need their 11's second breakfast. Dude, I don't feel hungry anymore. Me neither. High five. Switch to a little powerful one. Get right in the crack. I like how there's varying levels of stickiness to the grime. That sometimes you've got to switch it up and get right in there. That seems to have come a long way. The first one, I mean, maybe I didn't unlock them, but I seem to remember just having a couple. And it didn't seem as active, the changing. But I may have been playing it wrong. Whereas I much more feel the need to switch my nozzles up. Switch my nozzle up, Wu-Tang Clan. And get this thing clean. There we go. Almost done. And it's sometimes you look at it and you feel overwhelmed, much like with going to the dentist or doing a job or starting a hobby or writing a book. Before you know it, I'm looking at this wall and I'm thinking, we just did that. We just cleaned this thing. One of my favorite quotes about doing stuff that you think is going to be hard or is going to take a really long time is always remember, the time will pass anyway. So regardless of you doing that or not, you're going to get to a point from this point in time now where it's 1 year later, 2 years later, 5 years later. And you'll think, I wish I did, if I had started that thing when I was thinking it, it would now be done. And you'd be working with the results of it rather than, again, looking at it and thinking it might take another 5 years to do, you know? It's kind of really, sometimes you learn stuff or hear stuff like that and it changes the whole perspective in terms of, oh yeah, I'd like to do that, but it seems like a lot of effort. And if you just think, the time will pass anyway. So if you did 10 minutes of that every day, you know, whether it's 10 minutes of stretching, yoga, writing, practicing guitar, learning a language, 10 years from now, zoom out, you're dealing with a really different outcome, you know? a lot of success is just people that kept doing the thing until it worked, you know? I think there was like 20 people listening to my podcast for the first year or two. Just kind of snowballs after a while. Took me 7 to 8 years, I think, maybe more, to get my first 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. And then since then, it's been 2 or 3 years since then, and we're at 700,000. And it took me 7, 8 years to get 10,000? I mean, my first Ask Me Anything and my face reveal were at 10,000 subscribers, because to me, that was crazy. I didn't even think I would ever get there, and it took so long. And it was Animal Crossing that got us to 10,000, and I thought, wow, that's crazy. Let's do a celebration Ask Me Anything. Because it was such a long road to get there. And a lot of stuff is like that in life. It's a long, long, long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. And you gotta keep doing it, and then it just like suddenly it changes, and then it's never the same. You know? But you also have to adapt what you're doing. You've got to evolve, you've got to experiment, you've got to find yourself and try and find what works for you and for the thing that you want to do. Because for me, like, those 7 years I was just sharing stuff from my stream. I wasn't making YouTube videos. I was just like, oh, I'll just put my stream up there like a scrapbook. Like, it's fine. I wasn't trying to be a YouTuber. It was just, let me just do this. And it's like, well, you know, that isn't necessarily the right thing to do if you wanted to grow on YouTube. So it was then when we got to that point and I started thinking, oh, maybe I should put some effort in over here on the YouTube. Suddenly things start to change and you go, oh, now let me try this. Let me try this thing. See what this does. Okay, that didn't work. That flopped. That failed. Let me do this. And you'll be really surprised how things start to change, especially when you're not scared of failure. Like, it sucks. It still sucks. Now, if I put a video out and it doesn't do as well as I wanted, I'm like, oh, that's a shame, you know. Am I washed? Am I a has-been? Is it over? Is the ride over? Like, you will have some negative thoughts, but the most important thing is to just get to the next. Just get to the next, on to the next. Best thing you can do. And just carry on. Oh my god, this is on a scroll. Each one is on a scroll that makes it bigger. Oh no, it's that one's specifically. When I switch to that, I can literally change the size of the spread of the nozzle whilst I'm using it. Oh, I love that. That's great. Let's go with the widest possible as we clean this final room. We're almost done with our first room here. Or first project, I should say, since it's the whole treehouse. And once we get done here, we'll see what we've missed. We're 86% done. But I truly think, like, everyone has such a capacity for doing the things that you want to do, or finding what you enjoy. You know, if you want to be a great singer but you can't sing, then try lessons. There are obviously certain limits on stuff. We can't be in the NBA if we're 5'2". But never stop looking for your thing. Like, you are a special, special being, capable of so, so much. Just keep believing in yourself and keep trying. And sometimes it will take 10 years like it took me. And for other people it might take shorter. Bimo is singing, I'm washing in my mind, washing in my brain. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. You're right, Bimo. Were you listening to me? I think they agree with me. You know, someone else might do something and it takes them a month, and that's great for them, but everyone's journey is different. Don't let it scare you from yours. quick affirmation whilst we scrub and clean here. We now return you to your regularly scheduled power wash content. As we scrub clean the swords and the skull. This looks like a Mandalorian skull. I'm quite excited for that Mandalorian and Grogu movie because, I mean, that first season especially is great and those are just fun. I feel like that's going to go down quite nicely on the vibe of today. Whenever it drops, I'm excited for that. People love to be negative about stuff and say like it's gonna suck. Oh, they've ruined this, they've ruined that, but maybe it won't be great when I see it, but I think we just have to go in with a lower expectation on things and just try to enjoy things sometimes. Seems to work quite well. People are very quick to have a whinge these days and complain about things. I find a lot of it's just in our own control. So now it's kind of directing me to grime. So that's quite handy. There's a little sort of thing saying, you've missed this, come over here and do it, because we're getting quite close to the end. So rather than you sort of roaming around the map and thinking, what have I missed? What have I missed? What am I missing? There's some dirt somewhere. It's just like, hey, it's this barrel over here. And you can come over and deal with it as needed. Trying to get in there, get on the swords. Spray the grime where we can. Pretty cool. Where are you pointing me to now? Just the wall, I think. Entrance wall. I like it when it's like this and we're just kind of like sweeping. Long up and down sweeps over something and watching it come away is so satisfying. Like that's really something they tapped into with this one, isn't it? We're at 96%. BMO's hat. There we go. Grime free, mate. Let's do the ceiling, because there's actually quite a bit up there. Let's switch to the soap and soap it up. Soap, 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 soap it up. Pretty sure that's the lyric. Notice there's no music, actually. I wonder if that's a thing intentional because of how people do it, or do I have it muted? Let me see, audio. Washer cosmetics, outfit cosmetics. So we can use different stuffs in the shop to change what we're wearing and what we're using. Ah, audio, there it is. Da, 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 da. Ambient volume. Footsteps. Ding. Oh, we can turn the little ding sound down. That's good. Me and bells, you know? Very good. No music there. A choice, for sure. That's how you know it's really like, hey, just get into the vibe of the spray, man. Ocean waves. Ceiling's coming along very nicely. What do you do to relax? What's your thing you'll go to, you know? Do you sit and paint? Do you paint models, make models, do Lego? Play chess, watch TV, go for a walk, read a book. Think about embracing those things. I'll watch you morph, that's why I'm here, to bloody relax and go to sleep. What sort of question is that? What do you think I'm doing here? I'm relaxing, mate. I know, but other than this... Other than this, dear... But thank you, I'm very glad to be part of anyone's routine or comfort or sleep or just in your ear whilst you're walking, working, whatever it is. It's a privilege and an honor. You're always welcome here. Stop playing the anthem. Entrance wall, right, so what are we missing? We've got grime. Oh, the nook table still needs cleaning. I think it's around these edges. The legs, right, old grimy. Almost there. Got to be a bit more sort of precise here. I can't get down low enough to do the rest of it. I wonder if this is where you might use the little extender. That seems to work nicely. Yes, that's perfect. Yes. Jeff Goldblum playing PowerWash Sim. Oh, yes. Cleaning and soaping, sudding. There we go, did the floor. Where are you pointing me now, world? Kitchen plates, was that? What's it pointing to? Ah, this chair. Oh no, the branch. Ah, the base is a little grimy. Not the base of the instrument, but the base of the tree. One's done. Scrub bucket's done. Stove burner has still a bit that needs cleaning. It looks pretty clean to me. It looks like it's in the... Ah, it's underneath. I had to get down on the floor and look under the edges. And then scrub those. That's satisfying. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. That tickled me. Let's do underneath the cupboards as well. Almost feels like I'm sort of like heat cleaning there. It's like a heat cleaning sound. I wonder if I could do this with the floor cleaner. Can't quite get in the nooks and crannies with that one. Get a bit of soap on there. It's really dirty, let me tell you. Okay, still at 99%, and it's pointing me to where? Where do you want me to go, sweetie? Yeah. Ah, yes. Has a little flash to it. The cooler. Back to the cooler. It always makes me think of Batman and Robin. Cool off. Cool the door. Oh wow, the door is its own thing. Living room floor. Some grime on the floor somewhere. The frame of the couch. Oh yeah, it's grimy underneath. This is what we've got to learn. Got to get down on hands and knees and scrub. Now the floor, I was expecting But actually I think the floor's done. There's no mark on there. Where is it pointing me to? The nook table again. I've got to look at a different angle, I think, to see where it needs doing. It's these back sides. But they're hard to get to with that. So can I stand and do it? Maybe if I get up into this corner, there we go. Now I've got a much better angle and it's done. Wonderful. Nook, shelf, and armrest. It's actually such a cute little home, isn't it? Get some soap on there, that'll make it easier. Ah, the sword needs cleaning. So there now becomes this almost like a sort of very active thing of finding the right angle in an almost puzzle way. So I thought I had cleaned the sword, but obviously just standing above it, I'm getting the top, and I had to do a crouch and an angle and the right nozzle spray from underneath to get it clean. So that's pretty cool. Where are you pointing me to? Living room wall branch. I can see where the grime is there. I like the little BMO noises. Gonna get this 100. The backrest. How is it filthy? How is it filthy? Sean Bean, PowerWash Sim. Done it. There you go. I missed it. I'm Sean Bean. I don't miss anything. And we have... Where are you pointing me to? So it shows it when you're looking up there. Viola, couch seat, wall, shelf, frames, swords. And you can check really easily whether it's done or not. But where do you want me? What are you pointing to? Ah, this branch. There we go. I've got to look for the subtle glow. It's like a little womp womp that's showing you the right object that needs doing. Ah, it's the top. We're going to have to bring the ladder through, I think. The little step ladder that looks like a candy cane of assorted colourment. Did it. So it's pointing. Where are you pointing me to? The interior's done. I think it's just this over here, and for some reason I'm not seeing... Ah, it was a sword. Which it is. There we go, I got it. Now there's just 3 things left, and it actually shows you kitchen barrel, living room ceiling branch, scrub bucket table. So where's the barrel not clean? I hope it's not in it. I'm going to have to climb up there and peer in. Ah, it's the backside. Living room ceiling branch. I see you. Bits of grime, really little bits, from different angles and places that we look at it. We have to be almost meditative with where we're looking to spot the grime. Scrub bucket table. So now that's the last one. Is it the underneath? It is. It's filth. That's going to be satisfying. I'm going to soap it first. Get some soap on you. There we go. And then scrub down. Done. Job complete. We completed our first job in the world of Adventure Time. And ooh, job complete. Oh my god, I love this. I forgot that it does this. It shows you how you did it. It's like a time lapse of you going around the room and the order that you cleaned it in. That's so funny. Shows how I'm just going everywhere doing it. Very cute. If you do that with your friends, it shows you with your friends doing it too. Schmazow, that was tops. I can't believe you cleaned everything. I was kind of hoping you'd leave something behind since we cleared out the cupboards, making the place all skronked up. Maybe we can grab lunch elsewhere. Next map. Pizza Sassy's in the Candy Kingdom. Alright, let's make our way to our next mission, and this, I thought you'd want to see. the source of the purring. We have Bubbles doing a little yawn. And Ulysses. I was expecting another sort of cleaning themed name. Bubbles and Ulysses. Look at you, you're so cute. That is adorable. That might be one of the cutest cats I have seen in a video game in a very long time. You stay right there because I see another little boy over here. Squeak. Bubble and Squeak. I just got an achievement for petting all 3 cats. Why is this cat so cute? This is adorable. I love that this room, the lobby, is actually just as relaxing as the main game. You've got cats purring and looking adorable. You've got a sound outside that sounds like perhaps waves or cars going by, something relaxing. This is our sort of job office, I suppose. We can literally go outside and go to the van. Can we walk around the town? This is crazy. This feels so unnecessary, but also so needed. How cool is that? I'm guessing this is the end. You can't go into the road. Yeah. That's really, really cute. We've got butterflies out here. We've got sprinklers going off. It's like an ASMR paradise. Gently, cars going by. There's a vending machine. Does this work? There's liquid in it. Of the washing up variety. Let me go back inside. That's very cool. I like that very much. Got a little computer desk. Another office in the back with pictures and clippings on the wall and pictures of your cats, of course, as you would. And newspaper articles. Could be clues to jobs in the game, I suppose, as you go through them. What a pleasant place to take a break or be with your friends before you go into the next mission. Very, very cool. And these are all the places. I could feel myself playing the base game after doing this DLC. Access story jobs via the county map in the office. So when I look at the map, what do I do? Removals van. But we want to do not story missions, we want to do DLC. So it looks like that first mission for the main game would be cleaning a van, which is cool. I feel like the first one started with you cleaning your van. Okay, let's head to Candy Street. My Royal Candy Cleaner. While we wait for Finn and Jake to show up with your test results, something's come up. The front of Pizza Sassy's got all donked up with snow and ice. As the Candy Kingdom's only savoury restaurant, it's imperative that Sassy's is reopened. Also, it's pizza night, and I'm in the mood for a sweet and Sassy's. So we're going to be scrubbing ice off. That's cool. Wow, this is very colourful. We have the high street of Adventure Town. We've got Jake in the shape of a car. Or a float. Wait. Are you going to raise us up like I can climb on mountains? This is actually a lift. For us to get up and clean different heights and platforms. That's brilliant. What a great little thing. And we can pick you up apparently. And move you where you need to be. That's super cool. Give you a little spray in the face. And there's also some scaffolding here. that we can climb up and use if you don't want to use the ladder. What was that? Like a pigeon. A cooing. Go down and get onto different places to do it. Hop off if you want. And there's a large waterfall over here of what looks like orange Fanta. Orange soda. Coming down out of the castle. It's very Willy Wonka, this place, isn't it? Love that sound. All the sort of clicks and clacks of your machine are also pretty nice. ASMR. And look, we got a little friend. The snail is chilling in the kids' park, just waving away happily. So this place has got all frozen up. I think we're going to go from left to right. We're going to get our soap out. We're going to get started over here. Although, I don't suppose you would really need soap for ice, would you? It might be better if we just do it with this. It could almost be, you could imagine we're doing it with hot water, couldn't you? To melt the ice. Could perhaps be what's happening here. Finn and Jake investigate. Hey Jake, I'm going to get to the bottom of this snow and ice thing. It's like a little story that plays out in dialogue. Want to help me with my investigation? I'm already finding prints on everything in here. Oh, they're inside. No, dude, I'm gonna hang outside with RCC. All these swishes and suds are making my brain tingle. Because Jake's literally right here. You like that? Making your brain tingle, huh, bud? He's a dog, of course he loves a hose. Let's keep going. Also got quite a bit of grime. It looks almost like cake, actually. There we go. Our first little ding of the session. You can see with the big maps how you would sort of, how it would be to play it with a friend too. Taking care of different spots. Or would you work together, have someone soap and someone water? Play it however you want, can't you? Oh, that's satisfying. Let's change to another nozzle to get up into these higher bits of cake and grime. It's a life of grime. I wonder, it looks like that's a little bit of a... Yeah, I've got to get along the top here. Hiding. Frosted tips of the window. I wonder if this might be a good idea to pull Jake over for. To just be a little bit higher. So we can see. Let me climb up on you here, buddy. Go up by one. Down by one. There we go. Extend. I feel like I'm a little far away. Wasn't quite the right thing. I forgot about the floor thing. That's exactly what we need. Hot steam on the outside to hoover this floor up. almost a shoveling snow vibe to it. Not that I've ever shoveled snow. There's never been snow enough to shovel here. Very, very rare. But I think I like the sound of this one best. There should be maps that are totally steam cleaning the floor. It's like curling meets ASMR. Hoovering meets power wash. We call vacuuming hoovering here, but Hoover is actually a brand name. So I'm not quite sure why we do that, but it's just what's stuck. How do I... There we go. Everyone in the UK that grew up with a Henry Hoover. I see you. We are the same. What pizza would you guys get from here once I've cleaned it? I'll treat everyone to a pizza who sticks around for the rest of this map. If you keep me company whilst I clean, I'll buy you a pizza inside after. What do you say? I've been making my own pizzas recently, as I've said, and I think I've perfected it. What I keep going for now is I go tomato puree, then I go a thin layer of cheese. Then I've got chopped black olives on there. Pepperoni, because it cooks so nice in the cooker. It's better than when it's on a takeaway pizza, honestly. Just freshly cooked on there. It's obviously like pre-cooked, right? It comes in a little packet, but the way that it grills up in a pizza maker, so good. I like to put some jalapenos on, some jalapenos, every so often if I got them. And I'll tell you a little, do you want to know the secret tip? The actual secret ingredient to a really good homemade pizza a la MadMorph? Squeezy sriracha mayo. I have a bottle of squeezy sriracha mayonnaise. Comes in like a orange squeezy bottle. And I kind of like do, it's one of those bottles that lets you do a really light, you know, if it was this game, it would be like that, a real light little can come out of it. And you just want to do that over, maybe just do a half, you know, or a slice. I did it with a slice first, so I don't want to ruin my pizza, right? And you do that kind of over in with the puree, or you can put it on top before it goes into grill. That works too. That one's better when you haven't put the jalapenos on too. Jalapenos is just if I'm feeling a bit spicy. What else do I do? Oh, I like to do half and half sweet corn. I might do like half sweet corn and then half olives. Sweet corn on a pizza is pretty good. Personally, a pick of mine. Right, let's put this ladder here and go up to the next floor. We've cleaned our first little corner and we've got a whole load of ice to get off of this corner of the pizza shop. So we're going to just hit it here. And move our way slowly across the roof. And we'll do a couple of runs and it should clean this top off. Oh, and onion, red onion, chopped. Of course. What's your favourite toppings? Probably making you hungry when you might be trying to sleep. I apologise, but I do love pizza. Okay, we've got some pretty hard ice on here. So my favourite one isn't quite doing it. Let's see if we flick to a more concentrated nozzle. That gets it off, okay. What's the widest nozzle that gets it? Not that, that one. So that's the one we'll go with. And the ice comes away so nicely. That's really satisfying. You could also stand and do it like this. Up and down strokes. Sort of starts to look like a map. We're erasing Pangea. I've been watching, I've watched one episode, but I've started watching the Dinosaurs documentary on Netflix. First of all, I've never seen my cat so into a TV show. Every so often, something will take their interest on TV and they'll watch it. Or I'll put on cat TV on my monitor and watch them watch birds. But the dinosaur thing, my boy was locked in my lap watching the screen. I put it on my Instagram story because I thought it was so funny. He was kind of across my legs watching, draped across my legs, leaning forward, watching the start of this dinosaur documentary when only when the dinosaurs were on the screen. So even when it was the planets and stars and things moving, no interest at all. When the dinosaurs were on the screen, it was like it activated something in his primal brain where he was thinking, I'm back in the jungle running away from giant birds here. Watching like anything, the history of it. Whilst it starts off with the Patchies and the T-Rex comes out. But he was loving watching the Patchies. And then I just got like a new vocal stem of loving every time Morgan Freeman says a dinosaur name. My favourite one, he was like, Luperasuculus. I can't even remember what it was, but it was like Luperasuculus in the first episode. Every time he said it, I had to say it after him, like an echo. Superlucerus. In the beginning. So good. If you're gonna do a new dinosaur documentary, that's who you get to narrate it, isn't it? In the beginning, before there was anything else, and then time, and then there was something. Andy Dufresne found himself in the deep jungles of the Cretaceous period. Armed with only a spoon. He asked himself one question, and if he wanted to get busy living or get busy dying. Institutionalized by the jungle, and his time spent amongst the velociraptors. Superlucus Spinosaurus came up behind Andy Dufresne, trying to take his canteen money for the prison canteen. Well, if he didn't just offer that T-Rex a six-pack and take us up on that hot roof with him that day. Tiring, and them men forgot they was in there for the next 6 hours. Sorry, I cracked myself up, and it's the only way to live. If you aren't laughing at your own jokes, get better jokes, guys, because be your own biggest fan, and then nothing else matters. Like, again, I make everything I do for myself, it's just... Dinosaurs. Bum 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 bum. Oh, turned out too loud. Sorry, it seemed a bit quiet. But yeah, recommend. It's just literally called Dinosaurs on Netflix, and it's pretty decent so far. And the interesting thing is, a lot of it, it's done like a documentary style, right? So it's Steven Spielberg's, produced it or something, involved in some way. So it's all CGI, and it's the dinosaurs like it's a nature documentary, a bit like the old Walking with Dinosaurs that we had on BBC, but actually with a budget. And so you're watching these dinosaurs like it's a nature documentary, and Morgan Freeman going, he returns home from across the strait and finds that his mates have been taken by a younger buck. Now it's time for them to clash heads. And you're sort of thinking, how do they know this? How do they know? How do you know? This is billions of years ago. How do you know what the dinosaurs were doing? And then I got this fascinating TikTok about it, saying essentially it's, you know, it's years and years of science work, and it's obviously, of course, they don't know for sure, they weren't there, but just kind of listing off the amazing kind of sciences and the research and the thoughts that go into it, of sort of deducing animal behavior and applying it to the dinosaurs from all of sort of fact-based evidence that they find and how they were made and stuff like that. Like, you know, this one was never found. It's fossils that have never been found in groups of others, so we can sort of deduce that it's quite solitary and yada da 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 and stuff like that. And of course we don't know. There's always, it's theory, it's research based, but that I found fascinating, so I was certainly watching it going, well, how would you know that they like acted like such and such animal? So it's an enjoyable watch so far. How do we know anything, to be honest? I tell you, I don't know much. I don't know how I get through the day, you know? I don't know how I'm still here, I'll be absolutely honest with you. So, quite happy to acquiesce and just think, yeah, sure, that's probably true. Because what would I know of it? You know what I mean? Oh, I think that's better. That's the better technique, is the stand still. Little up and down rub. Little up and down rub motion. I wonder, I'm playing with a keyboard and a mouse. I wonder if this would be also satisfying or more difficult with a controller. You'd get some really nice sweeps with an analog stick. It'd be perfect. So in that way it'd be more relaxing. But I'm quite enjoying the precision of my mouse movements. And also you could go quicker, like you could do, you know, some pretty sweeping movements, but I am keeping it chill. Whenever I do a first person thing, I really try anyway to move my mouse slower than I perhaps normally would, for your comfort and for cinematic direction, you know. Whenever I live streamed, I would always die more in games because I would be trying to make it look cinematic and like do a third person cam and pan slowly whilst I'm running away from something rather than actually just going crazy. I think it's important. But I mean, it's fascinating. It rained for 1,000,000 years, guys. Did you know? Did you know it rained for 1,000,000 years? A period in time on this earth where it rained for 1,000,000 years. And I thought I was getting sick of the rain in the UK when it rained for a month straight recently this year, you know? Imagine you're a dinosaur and it rains for 1,000,000 years. You're just coming out of the cave. Oh, bloody hell, Derek. Still raining. I know, I tell you what, my father said it rained every day. Oh, you wouldn't know, would you? You would actually just think that's what the world's like. You wouldn't know what it was for it not to rain. You weren't there 1,000,000 years ago when it started. My grandfather told me it was like this. My grandfather's grandfather, his father before him. You would just think this is what the world is like. Perpetual rain. And then imagine you're one of the dinosaurs then, when it stops. This sound for 1,000,000 years. And then just one day walking along, chomping on a leaf. Who? What? What's that? Dinosaur holding its head. Oh, I think I've had a stroke. I've gone deaf. Mavis, help. Now I hear it too, love. It's the wet stuff, it's stopped. Oh God, what does it mean? We've angered the dino god. I wonder if stuff evolved during that period of time. 1,000,000 years of rain? Did stuff evolve to live as a rain creature and then one day it stopped? That's probably long enough for something to evolve to the rain, right? Fascinating, as I say. Well, worth checking out. I've always found that crazy anyway. And of course the kind of Carl Sagan quote about how if you take the history of the earth and then humans, we show up at like 2 minutes to midnight or something, if you stretch it out as minutes on a clock. We've been here for such a short period of time. Just the idea that we live on a planet that was once a giant lizard planet ruled by dinosaurs is absolutely insane and amazing. And before that, giant bugs and insects and all kinds of things. It's just absolutely crazy. Okay, how do I get up to that corner? Maybe move this ladder? But that just gets me up to the roof. I'm just trying to do this edge. The house porch, wall, and fascia. Fascia's such a weird word. Fascia. Doing the side of it here. I think I need to get up on that roof. Can I jump up? Not quite. I think I'm going to have to use our little friend here. Let's pull him forward and get him as close as we can and take the lift up. There we go. What's your favorite dinosaur? Oh, I'm really excited. There's a new J.J. Abrams movie coming that's a dinosaur movie. I love a dinosaur movie. Jurassic Park's one of my favorite movies ever. And so J.J. Abrams has got this movie coming, which has been a mystery, but it was kind of rumored that it was going to be dinosaurs, and we finally got the trailer for it. And it's like a family in a house on a street, and then there's a rumble, and it's like the entire street has gone back in time and is now in the middle of a jungle with dinosaurs, and it's like a dinosaur horror. But I guess we're going to have to watch it to find out if it's Earth, if it's another planet. And we did have that Adam Driver dinosaur movie, which I really wanted to like, and it was okay, but I feel like it could have been so much better. I think it was even Sam Raimi. I think it was Sam Raimi, Adam Driver movie, that 65. Was it just called 65 or 68 or something? 67. But it wasn't as good as I had hoped. But still enjoyable because dinosaurs. Been a while since I watched a really good movie. Because I've got the movie channel, my other YouTube channel where I talk about movies, and I'm literally just waiting for something that I care about enough to talk about it. Since that's just my hobby channel, I don't kind of do it just to do it. I only do it when I care about it, or I'm interested enough to make a video on it. And the last one that I did was the movie about the guy with Tourette's called I Swear, which I don't think's actually out in America yet. But it's great. It's really good. Cried so many times watching it. Because we grew up with his documentaries. It's a true story. We grew up watching shows about this guy because he did so much for awareness of Tourette's and what it is, how it affects people. Like, I have memories of, watching these shows growing up that followed his life. There was a documentary about him before I was even born, when he was 16. And they did one later on when I think he was in his 30s, which were like my generation saw, which was kind of like a revisit with this kid that they had done a documentary on when he was young, called John's Not Mad. And just fascinating. It really opened up this country's eyes to Tourette's and something that wasn't really talked about or was just made fun of, if you did know about it at the time. Because I think it was like late 90s, 2000s when those documentaries were coming out and kind of educating us. And so really, important work. He did a lot of that, educating people, and the movies of his life and it's really, really good. Recommend it strongly. Strong recommend. Really good movie. You know, a great story outside of just being, you know, it's not one of those ones that like is like sitting you down and saying, now learn about this and be nicer about it. It's just a genuinely really good story about his kind of growing up and then skips forward to him being an adult. Very, very watchable. It's compassionate film. Love it when I watch a film and it just like reminds you what it's like to be human. It makes you feel something and shows you about other humans being human and being good. The news and the world and everything else is filled with so much that wants to tell you that humans aren't nice, you know, and that we're not good to each other. We almost have to go to the movies to be reminded, because what happened to good news? They're not giving us any. They want us to be afraid of each other, but just as you're sat here with me now having a human moment, chilling whilst I power wash a cartoon pizzeria, the world ain't all bad. I promise you. You know? There's some good in it. And train your mind over and over to continue to look for it, and also to accept it when it presents itself to you. And we can make our own worlds and then the wider world a little bit lighter for ourselves and for those around us, just by being open to it and allowing the compassion in, and watching compassionate things and feeling it, don't push it away. So I recommend. I think it's coming to Netflix. It did here anyway in this country. I think it's out in the next couple of weeks in America, so check your local listings for I Swear. That's I Swear. Or just watch my full recap on MadMorph Movie Club on YouTube. And soon everywhere you get podcasts. Okay. I'm getting a bit tired of this corner. I'm going to move and do somewhere different. Just to change it up a bit. Just to have a little bit of variety. I'm going to come over to the right side and do an area that looks like it's been covered in fudge cake with snowballs and ice cream. And we're going to cover it up in soap, just for the fun. And then I'm going to power wash the heck out of it. Andy Dufresne power wash the heck out of the front of that store. A pizzeria. If you knew Morgan Freeman, wouldn't you just be getting him to say weird words all the time? You'd be like, hey Morgan, say pizzeria. Pizzeria. A pizzeria. Just seeing if it like slips, you know? Just like, almost like it's someone doing an impression. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's like I can't do it in his voice. So I want to hear him do it. What word would you get them to say? Shenanigan. Andy Dufresne was up to some shenanigans. I don't think I have a good Morgan Freeman impression, by the way. It's fun to do. Don't judge me, guys, alright? Jeez. Gee whiz. I think I was better at voices when I was streaming every day, because I was doing character voices. You know, I would do like whole streams in character, be doing roleplay. In the early days of roleplay, it was taken over by personalities and people looking for fame, let me tell you. And so that kind of like locks you in. You know, it's like doing improv for 8 hours a day. And then I did Animal Crossing, where all of my Animal Crossing villagers had a voice. It was like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but I was Mr. Rogers, and the characters were kind of the guests in the neighborhood, and I would walk around and do improv pieces with them, but it's me doing all of the voices. Some would say that that's, you know, a mental health concern. For others, it's entertainment. Which, of course, you can see some of the best bits of that. There's like 120, 160 episodes of it here on the YouTube, but It was really in those late hours of the stream and the stuff that never made it to YouTube that was the true chaos. But, so that was fun. And that was when I started to think, I'm losing my mind. And also losing some of these accents a little bit. There were characters that I would end up avoiding, so I didn't want to do their voice. I had Vlad, the pink bear, and he was Russian, because obviously his name was Vlad in the game. And I started to think, oh no, I can't do it. I had Raddle, who's a frog in a doctor's outfit, as a villager in Animal Crossing, and for some reason I made him German. And that got harder and harder to do. Oh, it was a fun time. A fun time. That was my lockdown era. Which I'm happy for, because as I said, before that happened, I was pretty much looking at like wrapping things up with the streaming. I was feeling a little bit kind of not disappointed with it or even disillusioned, but I just kind of felt like I had done all I was gonna do with it. I felt like I had said all I needed to say and kind of experienced with it. I felt like I was just repeating myself at that point. And so Animal Crossing was like this little kind of Hail Mary. And then lockdown happened and I thought, well, I guess the least I could do is entertain people through it for however long this thing goes on. So I just did Animal Crossing improv every single day for 2 years whilst the world got better. And it was just because it was like, well, that's the lot, what else am I going to do? People are stuck inside and need some entertaining. So I sort of came up with the Animal Crossing show and did that. And kind of saved my love of the career, really. And is why I'm still kind of going today, I think. Because it was why I started posting on TikTok and little clips and of the Animal Crossing stuff, which then led to me talking about games on there and just kind of developed and snowballed from there. So I'm very, very grateful to that era for happening. Andy Dufresne was in his Animal Crossing era. Just going to be a different special guest every sleep video. The last Bacopia was Sean Bean. Today's sleep video brought to you by Morgan Freeman. Okay. Oh, I should switch to the floor thing, actually. Wait. I just found something. You can do a continuous. If you do hold left click and then you press right click, it activates a lock. My hand is off of the mouse, but my squirter still be shooting. We still be cleaning without me holding it down. That's great. Okay, switch to the floor scrub. Let's do this. Turn it up when I use this. I like how it sounds when you release it. So like you do a run and then listen how nice that sounds when you let go. It's like a little, like it sort of fades, the suds fade away. That's so cool. There we go. Get these little dots, little bits out of the way. Dun, 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 dun. Nice. Okay. Let's get this window done. Turn it down again. Leaning back a bit, so I'm going to tell you what I'm actually going to do is I have a little pointer here. I'm going to use that to reach over with a little hand and pull down the fader just to save me from sitting up and making a load of noise because this chair is creaky as. This is the exact same chair that I bought from IKEA before. It's like a £60 office chair. which I sat in for like all of my streaming career, and just so happened that I thought, this is alright, this kind of fits me as a tall person, I'm not getting a bad back sitting in every day, I'll just stick with this chair. I don't need a super expensive Herman Miller or any of these other things. The first time I had it, the chair lasted me the majority of my career, so let's call it, 9 years that I had the same chair. That eventually started to, give way and need replacing. Got the exact same chair probably 10 years later, because when I got it, it was actually from my dad's work that didn't need it anymore. It was a hand-me-down. And now it's lasted like a year, and it's already creaking and just like really in poor shape. I tell you what, people just don't make things like they used to. In my day, buy a t-shirt, it would last your entire life. In fact, I still have some t-shirts and shirts in my wardrobe that I bloody had when I was 14 years old. You could never do that today. Wouldn't last you 6 washes, mate. All the colour come out of it. Look in my day when you put the white in the wash without the colours and it would run, but they would last, let me tell you. Nothing lasts anymore. Just bought a new phone, have you? See you next year for when you need an upgrade, when it all starts slowing down. That's called designed obsolescence, baby. We design it so you need to buy a new one. Obsolescence? I don't know if that's the word, to be honest. I'm just saying that with confidence and hoping you're not going to pull me up on it. Obsescience? Obscene. It's designed to break after a while, okay, darling? It's going to slow down. I was a bit sad, actually, because I bought a new phone for the first time in, like, my entire life. I've always just had really, really cheap phones. And I thought, you know what? I'm on the socials all the time because of the TikTok and the Instagram and the posting and all the rest of it. It's kind of part of my job now. I should have a really good phone to do it. So I got the Samsung 25 Ultra. Sickening price, but the only time in my life I've actually bought a new phone. And I thought, right, I'm going to consider this like almost a second computer. It's going to be for all the TikTok and everything. I'm not going to take it out with me. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to get it nicked or anything else. Like, it's a home phone. And I feel like I've not even had it that long. And now I'm seeing adverts. Samsung S26 Ultra. The new. I'm like, hey, I just recently got your latest model. You're already on to the next one? I mean, I felt a little bit betrayed, to be honest with you. And but I mean, I will use this for the next 3-4 years until it breaks. To be honest, I won't change it until it's absolutely necessary. My phone before that was like a £170 Xiaomi, which is like a Chinese company who are a bit bigger now, but at the time it was like, that was considered a really cheap knockoff kind of phone, actually. And I used that for like 4 years, so I didn't even upgrade until I really needed to. But I would never be one of these people that has to upgrade every year. It's such a prison they keep you in. I don't even have a contract. I pay £13 a month. And it's just like a data refill that also gives you calls and texts. So it's like, great. So I don't even have a proper contract that's like, when you have £40 a month and they'll do the free upgrades for you. I just have bought phones and then I just have a really, really cheap phone contract. The cheapest I can get. Because I don't use my phone. I don't call anyone, or text anyone. And if we do, people use WhatsApp in this country, so it's free anyway. It's through the Wi-Fi. Probably the only thing I would need would be data if I was using Spotify on my walks to listen, but I actually use my old phone because I haven't bothered to set up Spotify on the new phone still, even though I've had it for like 8 months, 9 months. And also because it doesn't have a jack. And I use wired headphones. This is also annoying me, actually, is I use wired headphones. And I never stopped using wired headphones. And now everyone is going back to wired headphones because they're seen as cool. So people who are using wired headphones are being seen as performative. And I never left wired headphones. I never went to the earbuds. I never used the wireless. So I'm still using wired headphones in my old phone because new phones don't let you plug them in. And they are falling apart. I've had them for so long. The wire is frayed. So now I keep seeing posts about people going, oh, go back to wired headphones, guys. It's cool and it's fashionable now. Hey, some of us never stopped, alright? What was my point? Oh yeah, I don't listen. I don't even use it for Spotify. So I use my old phone when I go on a walk. So I don't even need data on it. But that was the cheapest contract I could get. Anyway, that's not a very interesting story. But you're not here for interesting stories, really, are you? You're here to fall asleep. So that's why I'm allowed to be boring. It's fine. We have moved the scaffolding over. And we are now blasting the right side roof. I'm wondering what the deal is with the different sizes of different heads. So in that pink one, I can make it bigger and smaller. Oh, what's this? I've discovered a click. If I middle click, a triple tip nozzle, a candy washer, with a 40-degree nozzle, candy washer adaptable nozzle, turbo nozzle. So the turbo nozzle is that one which does like a beautiful circular motion. Oh, this is how I'm doing it from now on. So what's it when I do that? So that's changing between the sizes of nozzle of the candy washer, and then this one's just fully adjustable as you go. Got it. Nice. Beautiful. Jump onto the roof. And carry on. Ah, this is a cafe canopy is what we're currently scrubbing. And it's getting there. I need to switch to the other one. As there's a little bit of hard ice here, which needs dealing with. Candy surface cleaner. Oh, I could use this on the walls too. Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh. Now that I saw it's called a surface cleaner. Oh, this is so suddenly so beautiful and quick on the wall. And it's my favorite sound. Oh, wow. That's nice. I like the way it moves. It's like a Roomba on a stick. And it's powerful enough to get the ice. That's oh, the way that it extends up and down the wall. Oh, I love that. The animation, it's so perfect. Oh, I feel tingled and satisfied. Like it's coming out of the gun as we go higher, and that's brilliant. Still don't know what the pluses mean, but you know. I'm sure it's not important. Okay, so we've got quite a bit of residue now kicking around from that. Let us switch. Get these little bits that have collected. Wasn't there a... I feel like there's a button you can push. I'm remembering from the first one, which shows you bits that are still dirty. It kind of highlights it. It says it here, dirt highlight color. But where... I'll put my field of view up a little bit actually. Where do you... Controls... The highlight Q, that's what I thought it was. Yes, and then it does a little flash, and then you can quickly see where you want to do. Great. Quite a difficult little roof, that. So many bits just hiding. I wonder if it's the underneath that needs doing here. Let me switch back to the candy nozzle. The canopy. Done. Great. Almost done here on this side of the wall. Just need to do these windows. I wonder if I can get a better view from the scaffolding. Yep. Scaffolding seems to be the way to go here. Up and down, I've been cleaning windows. I could probably do with having the windows cleaned. I just really don't like booking things in and dealing with people. Like, I had the garden cleared recently because the brambles and everything had got out of control. The rewilding got a little bit too wild and needed to be cut back for its own good. For the rest of spring, for everything else. But, stuff like that where I'm like, yeah, I should have the gutters cleared, but I don't really want to have to talk to someone and say, yeah, come on Wednesday, and then they come and it's like, here's the gutter, and then there's an interaction happening, you know? It's a bit much for me. I'll be honest. Bum 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 bum. I feel like the way I do so little maintenance is like I really should probably move to somewhere where I buy the house on the corner so I can be the weird house on the corner, you know, that has the brambles out front. No one's trimmed the front hedge in 2 years. People run past it because they're scared of it. Dude, there used to be a house like that on my way to school in primary school, so that would be elementary if you're in America, for Americans. And there was a house like that on the walk to school down this sort of residential alleyway in the place where I grew up. So I would walk to school every day. There's this creepy house on the corner, and it felt like it was abandoned because there were like broken windows in it, and there was something off about it, and we used to talk about it every time we went past, and it was the kind of like creepy house on the way that sometimes people would like, you know, throw stones at and run. It was like that kind of vibe. It's almost like a Stephen King 90s movie as you go past this house. And I can remember vividly this one time we were talking about it on the way back, a little group of us as little kids going past it, talking about it, and then sort of seeing a guy stood in there, standing at the window, staring out at us, staring out through this broken window, staring there. I can remember his hair, it was like Doc Brown from Back to the Future, all sticking out of the sides like Sideshow Bob. And we like freaked and just ran. It was so scary. And you think about it now, and it's probably that was me now. I was just a guy that just was living in his house, wanted to be left alone. But as kids, you're like, oh my god, it's the Snatcher, run. There we go. I feel like there's a lot you can think about, and sort of in the realm of like you were a kid, where sometimes you have to sort of apply that to other bits in your life when you make a mistake, where you have to think, you know, if you were 6 and made that mistake, you wouldn't chastise yourself nearly half as bad as you do now. But it's still your first time living, you know, you're still new to this. You're allowed to make a mistake and sort of mess up, and then you don't have to like beat yourself up for weeks. And I say this for all of us because I do it, you know. I'm quite bad for that if I sort of make a mistake on something. Even just like trying to do some bookkeeping recently, I just made a little mistake of stuff that I was doing, and I was like, oh, so stupid. I was like, oh, idiot. Like, I felt so silly that I'd like missed this thing. I'd spent like days going through stuff, and then I was doing entirely the wrong thing, and I was being way too harsh on myself, to where I sort of had a little bit of a... I was just kind of, it bothered my sleep and stuff, you know, and I was like, I had a good sleep and food after a couple of days of thinking about it, and I just thought, you know what, it's fine, doesn't matter, just let's go again kind of thing. Always got to remind yourself in those moments, like this feeling that you're feeling right now, this isn't forever, you know. Whether it's a mistake, whether it's like someone broke your heart, whether it's like you lost someone, it's like all of it. You can just think, this is every little bit of the day. Like, this is something that's going to slowly get better. And even if it doesn't go away fully, it's just, you just think, I could just carry on, just keep going. Doesn't have to be as bad as it is. It's always amazing when you have these like big feelings, right? Like you're having some big feelings. Like, I love that as a term. And you can remember sometimes you're allowed to have these big feelings, but when we're having them, we have a tendency to think, oh, this is how I feel now. You know, this is what it feels like to be me now. But actually, you're having some big feelings in this moment. You're having feelings, you're feeling something, and that will pass. You know? And it's hard, but you can probably think of a number of things that you've been through, big feelings that you've had, that now you don't even think about those things, but you probably were at a certain time were thinking, when will this end, you know? When will I get a break from this feeling? So I just want you to know that if you're having some big feelings right now, as I know some people do tune into these videos when they're having some big feelings, like, you will be okay. You absolutely will be okay. You just carry on. It's all going to be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. We keep trucking. Alright, I think we've got one side of this cafe to do. We're essentially doing the whole high street here. I feel like we've been scammed because they let us know we were doing the pizzeria, and we're also doing a cafe and whatever that is on the other side. I think it's just a house, but in game world, scammed. In terms of game, lots more map to do. So a bonus for our real life selves, a scam for my game avatar. Let's clean this wall up. You shall do it. Dude, I can definitely see, like, let me know if you want to see more of this, because I could see myself playing this more, and it's really how this video does will decide if I record it or not. Because there are so many games that I want to get to in the Sleep series that it's pretty much how they do and how comments do, and if people are like, wow, this was great, as to whether I do more parts. But I could see myself throwing this on. I've been needing a game to play in my spare time. I've actually been playing this game called Turmoil again, which is one that I go back to every so often. Which is, you start a new map, right? And you choose where to drill. And you've got people that like do the little stick thing, and they tell you where there's oil. And then you have to like direct your drill down and get to the oil. and then the oil comes up, and you've got to like buy horses to collect the oil, and then tell them where to go to sell it on left or the right side of the map. It feels like a sort of advanced Flash game, honestly. It's kind of like how it feels, and it maybe even is from one. But I've always found it like quite relaxing and interesting to play. So I went back and I was doing all the DLC for it. Just every time I need a little break. Every so often I need a break game, and I'll play it for a bit, like for 2 weeks straight, and then I just never play it again. So before that I had Over the Top, the World War game. I really enjoyed that when it came out. Before that I did Mugenics, and then before that a bit of Ark Raiders, but that didn't last very long. And before that was quite a big break. I had Marvel Rivals at some point, which was the worst break game to have, because that's more of a breakdown game. That game used to stress me out. The closest I come to actual rage in video games is Marvel Rivals and Overwatch. Like, they're so ragey because you're so reliant on your team. And so I'll be working my butt off, and I'm just like, can you please just win? Well, that's why I don't play well with others. And there's never a bloody collab. Guys, you aren't taking it as seriously as me. You're also not playing the right characters, and it's really bumming me out, because this is ranked, so... People would probably be surprised to hear I have a slightly competitive streak when it comes to games like that. Not in life necessarily. I don't really need to be doing better than anyone else, but if I'm playing a game, like I'm trying to win, you know, if I'm playing Marvel Rivals, I want to beat the bad guys. I want to win that round. And yes, if I'm playing a game, I do want to be at the top of the scoreboard. Okay, it's fine. It's good to have goals. Okay, I wonder if I could stand a ladder up here. Oh, I've got a whole assortment of ladders here. Let's get up on this one, because we're going to finish this cafe roof. Bum 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 bum. I think I actually streamed like the last time I played this. The first one was so long ago. It was maybe one of the last games I even streamed, actually. I feel like that was kind of a late stage stream for me, where I did a power wash late night. I was cleaning like a big playground with a dinosaur thing in it. That's funny. A little callback. Oh, I can't quite get into this little nook and cranny here. Gonna have to jump up. Oh, nope. Oh, I can go back here. Thought it was blocked off for some reason. Won't quite. There we go. Find a way to put the ladder there. There we go. Jump onto these bins. Perfect. Now I think we just completed the cafe, did we not? I think that was everything. Pick up the ladder. Take that out there. Cafe floor, cafe wall, cafe upper window, all done. I think it's done. Nice. On to the pizzeria. This little bit of floor here. Oh, let's switch to the nice thing. Yes. Come to me, my love. Scrub the floor. My favourite. I want to buy one of these in real life. Suddenly become obsessed with cleaning my wood floor just because I've got one of these. It's like I have a UFO on a stick. And it cleans. It cleans so good. And it can do surfaces. Oh, that's satisfying. We're gonna get this pizzeria free in no time. Even over Windows. It's just what you need. Cleany Cleanison's UFO on a stick. Cleany Cleanison's UFO on a stick is available. How the mighty have fallen. Morgan Freeman advertising cleaning products. I mean, there's the ice guy. Isn't the ice guy a villain in this? He probably froze it, right? Seems to me, if I was thinking about motive and clues and who could be responsible and evidence. You're literally looking at a frozen pizzeria, you know? I don't know if the soap helps, but it helps me. Helps my brain. Does kind of seem to come off a bit easier, honestly. Oh my god, that was satisfying. I absolutely blasted that. Wow. Wow. I think that's the way to go. Hang on, I'm going to try that again. So I'm looking at an ice door. If I just do this, the ice is kind of having a hard time coming off. Let's soap it. And then I'll use the exact same nozzle to blast the soap. And see if it gets away the hard ice. Like so. I think it was the green one. Yes, that's the way. That's what we've got to do. It will be done in no time. Beautiful. Oh, I love it. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. This is the way it's done. Mamma mia. Alright, get that soap out. This will get all of the front done. I feel like PowerWash is the best of the kind of, you know, the ilk of games like this. I think PowerWash is the original and the number one in terms of enjoyment and how good it feels to play. It's well made, you know, like the way things work, the way things look. There are some kind of, you know, knockoff styles and inspirations and stuff, but for me PowerWash has always been kind of like the number one, I have to say. Trying to think what else is kind of like relaxing in terms of style like this. I don't think anything, you know, like decoration games and stuff. I just think PowerWash is like the number one of this kind for me personally. I do think gaming has fallen into that place where something does well and then we have to have like 2 or 3 years or even more of just all of the games are like that, you know? Which recently I'm noticing with, since Tiny Glade's success, everything is trying to be Tiny Glade. The nature of things, I suppose. It's a bit like when I first started making content, I was a survival game streamer originally. I did variety stuff, but like my everyday was survival games. DayZ was a big one, running around in that. And that was a period of time where the success of DayZ, suddenly everything was a DayZ-like, you know? And then we obviously had the Stardew era. We're still living in the Stardew era now. We've still got games coming out that are Stardew-like. And Stardew in itself is a Harvest Moon-like. You know, it's just 20 years removed. So, time is a flat circle. And right now, I think think this when it gets late at night, I start to do that. Wow, that was a throwback. That used to happen to me when I'd be streaming. I'll get a bit common when it gets past midnight, like a gremlin. Don't feed me, don't get me wet. Oh dear. Power washed myself. Oh, I'm changing. Right now we're in the era of cozy game era is kind of coming to an end. There was this whole era of like Animal Crossing likes, which has come back slightly with Bacopia, and I'm not mad at it because it had got a bit tired, but now Bacopia is chef's kiss. Big cozy gaming era is coming to an end, which is then transferring itself into this like Tiny Glade ripoff era. It's like little chill games, and the way you can tell, right, is because they also use the same language to describe it. So I always thought it was really great from the Tiny Glade team. It was this whole thing of like no wrong answers, no time pressure, take your time, no rush. It's all that kind of language is what the games are coming out with. So stuff like that, and little decorate a cozy room, decorate a room, decorate this room, just like game after game of just decorating stuff. And also like co-op friend games, big co-op friend game era, because they're selling really well because people are desperate for stuff to play with their friends, and they're quite happy to play something that's been quickly made. As someone who, you know, posts those games a lot and made it a niche on TikTok, it's a big era for those games as well, because indie devs can make them quite quickly with assets and have just an idea that works, and people will pick it up to play for a weekend, and people don't mind playing it for a weekend, and you know, it doesn't have to be a game that lasts a year. People are just happy to have something new to play. We've kind of fallen into the trap. I say we, I just mean gamers in general, certainly not me. But people think a game has to last forever, or it's like, dead game, people stop playing this. And it's like, well, not every game has to last for 6 months and have battle passes, you know? Sometimes an experience is just a one and done. That's okay. Some games are here for a reason, and some games are here for a season, baby. Don't sweat it, short stack. I wonder if I soap the floor, if it'll become easier to get the hard stuff up. Soap, soap, soap. Switch nozzles. The soap seems to be drying when I put it on the floor. It doesn't stay put. And what will the next era be? I mean, you go further back, we had the World of Warcraft era. World of Warcraft was an absolute phenomenon. Took a niche genre like MMOs, which I was playing in before Warcraft came out. And it was such a beast, such a behemoth, such a leviathan, such a phenomenon, that suddenly every studio was making MMOs. And I can remember really not liking Warcraft and refusing to play it because it stole all of my friends from Star Wars Galaxies. Because that was my MMO. I was an MMO player, and I'd played all of these MMOs, and I was hanging out in Star Wars, role-playing in Star Wars, and everyone was leaving to play Warcraft. And I was like, what is going on? Everyone's leaving. And just because I'm a principled hipster, for my sins, I refused to play Warcraft because it was stealing everyone away. So I've never played it. I think I did like 3 levels of it once for a stream, but not really. I don't even remember it. I know, I missed out. I can hear you. I can hear what you're saying and thinking. It's not a good way to be, but It was my teens, and I was a little bit principled and tribalist. I like this thing, and it's the best thing, and I must be loyal to that thing, as we are when we're young. I like metal, and therefore all other music is trash. 5 years later, I'm bopping to Katy Perry and Britney Spears and enjoying all manner of music. We live, we grow, we forgive ourselves for our mistakes, you know? We live, we grow, we clean up a pizzeria. Dr. Zeus is on the way to put it in your ear. Singing a rhyme whilst we clean, singing a rhyme. What do we mean? Put away the ice and get it clean. I'm up on the roof, baby, like a musical number. I'm ready to scrub this roof. I recently found the actual storytelling books on tape that I would listen to as like a 3-year-old. And it explained a lot, because it was all songs like that. And little stories with voice acting and voices being done. And it was very nostalgic, and I felt a little bit emotional, I'm not gonna lie. So that's a strong recommend. If there's something that you listen to as a kid, I think auditory stuff is pretty good for it. If you had a book on tape or a particular tale that you listened to, dig that out, it'll be nostalgic. Do you know what's just hit me? Is there are people who I'll be that for them, because there are people that I've had messages from and stuff where they're like, my kid listens to your Winnie the Pooh or your you know, before, not so much now, but when I did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I've done Beatrix Potter and stuff like that, and I need to do like another young book, because I want to kind of like put that out for the people that are subscribed and then have young kids and stuff. And it's like they're listening to that every night. Or my Lord of the Rings, you know, they're like, oh, I'm putting it on every night for my kid. Oh, that's just hit me that I could like be that for someone. Like their nostalgia later could be, who was that guy that we listened to when I was growing up? Oh, you know, oh, that's weird. Wow, look how nicely that comes away, the ice with the triple spearhead. That is nice. Absolutely melts it away. It's a little annoying to go over afterwards though, so I'm going to switch to the soap. I reckon that will clear that rest of that right off, actually. Switch to the big nozzle. Ah, the soap isn't... Oh, the soap isn't rubbing away. It's sticking to the dirt. So I just sprayed a wall that still had some smatterings of ice on. It's not running away. It's just now on the bits that you need to spray. It sticks to it and you spray it. And then you see where the dirt is. Ah, genius. Learning stuff all the time. Every day is a school day. Okay, I think I've got to go up to get on that roof there. Unless this ladder works. Over here. It does not. In which case, I think... How am I going to get up there? Ah, perhaps I'll use the Jake-mobile, who's shaking his tush at us as we move him over here. And if I can jump onto the pizzeria roof, I'll be able to get that pretty nicely, I think. Look at this place, so cute. I think I would get a migraine if I lived here all the time, but you know, it's cute enough. Beautiful rainbow. Teacup tower over there. It's great. Okay, so from here... And that'll be the house finished off, as well as the cafe, and we just have to do the front of the pizzeria. Drop down onto here if I can. Switch to soap. Switch to nozzle. So it seems like if you soap it, a nozzle that previously probably wouldn't get it off suddenly works wonders, but not so much from a distance. But let's test it. If I soap this, and then I use that same nozzle. Yep, off it goes. Nice, real nice. I think the adjustable noz is my favourite. And I like using the soap first. Clean freak. House done. Nice. I think so. Is this inside bit done? Yep. Look at the Jake ladder. All the way up there. So now, let's bring this back down. And then take ourselves back up. And hop over here. And just do the front of the pizzeria. And we'll do it with the soap. And I think it'll be real quick. Just do it one wall at a time. The way that it reveals what's underneath, the colour, so great. Turn it down a smidge, just we're a bit close to the spray right now. Okay, this one's got some nooks and crannies on it, hasn't it? Need to switch. Get up in there. Got to do the pizza slice. And then the pizza arch. Like it's McDonald's. Saw a TikTok recently, some old lady had kept her McDonald's in a bag, in the McDonald's bag for 20 years and it hadn't changed. Just something a few people have done. You see it every so often, but every time you do, you think, do I want that inside me? Not really. Will I again though? Probably. I tried like a no oil Nutella alternative recently. Because I went through a little phase of having some Nutella on toast every so often. I'm just going to call it Nutella, even though it's Nutella. Just doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. And I took one, opened it, took one taste, and was just like, no. Immediately no. It's not the same. Although I haven't bought another Nutella since, so I guess it's just one of those things where it's best not to have it. Alright, let's get the soap. Another pizza slice with pepperonis on it. Gotta get it all clean, so people can have a pizza night. Oh, I love this soapy discovery of how much quicker it goes. Oh, I fell off the roof. Okay, that's fine. I guess I'll move on to here. I feel a bit close. I wonder if I move the scaffolding. If that's better, or if it's better to be on the Jake. Oh, we can rotate you too. That's very handy. Let's try the Jake first. I feel a little bit far away. Can we get you closer? Not as close as I want, so perhaps we'll try the scaffolding. I feel like it's a little bit up in my face, you know? Okay, wait, which way does this go? That way. Try that. I think it's still going to be a little bit far away for me. It's closer than the Jake, though. That's better. I think this is better. Let's give it a go and see if it actually comes off. Pizzazz. It seems to be working. I'll have to get close when we get in there for the letters, though. Ice King. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Getting rid of all that beautiful snow and ice. That took me ages. I knew it was you. Well, okay, maybe not that long, but that's only because I'm so good at it. Well, you've made a real job for everyone over here, Ice King. Cleaning away your ice. I think it's quite rude. I wonder what happens if I soap and then use the floor wash surface cleaner. Let's try that. How does this do? Ooh, it seems to be very good. It's not leaving any residue at all. It's completely clearing the floor and the surface that it's on. Let's do that for a minute. That way I can turn it up too, because it's less hissy. It's more like a sort of brown noise, you know? Okay. Then a white noise. So if we put that away and then we do soap again. Soap it right up. I want to see how it handles the nooks and crannies of the letters. Okay. Switch to the surface. It's doing it well. It's clearing the letters. I think we found our ticket to getting these walls done. Huge difference. Wow, shot up to 87% from doing these walls. Very nice. This is my favorite. Favorite tool. Okay, a couple of walls left. Couldn't leave this one half done. Had to have to finish the level, just for all of the people with OCD watching. Couldn't leave it unfinished for you. We'll get this all cleaned up to 100%. And also, we'll have a peek at what the next map would be, so you can see where we would be going next. Soap. Maybe if you know the show, have a prediction. Guess what map we might be heading to after we're done here. Because we shall soon find out. Actually, you're pretty handy with that thing, aren't you? Little goody two-shoes. This is the Ice King, not me talking to you, by the way. It's not a sudden romance. Affirmation. Audio. 2 legs, 2 arms, 1 head. Kinda gives me an idea. What's he gonna do? Make a replica of me? He's gonna clone me? %. Soap, soap, soap. Steam, steam, steam. Wonder where the little bits we missed will be on here. It's looking pretty clean. Let's do this last one with a blast. Actually, the green. Oh wait, I've got to go up a tier, haven't I, and do that roof up there, actually. Let's do the under of the roof before we go up there. Circular motions, circular motions. Comes off pretty nicely without a scrub-a-dub-dub. I now keep accidentally turning it on automatic. Just the way I'm gripping the mouse. Alright, that's the upper crust done. I think I've just got that roof to do. This roof here, which seems a little bit annoying. Just on the edges. There isn't too much, so we should be able to do it without pulling the scaffolding over. There we go, nice big chunk. A little more, looks like there's quite a bit here. Go on, give us the ding. Oh wow, that sound was so satisfying the way it was stuttering. There we go, did it. Oh, there's still a letter here that's needs cleaning. Maybe it's that lower roof. Yeah, okay, hop down. Just the under here, I think. 97%. Spray our way up there. I wonder if it'd be better with soap. Everything's better with soap. Make light work of that under roof. Get all the blue ice covered. Make sure the soapy oils are penetrating deep into the ice. Ready for us to start our job of scrubbing away. Big wide nozzle. Oh wow. Flying. Flying. Gorgeous. Now we just need to get a slightly more powerful boy out to get the edges and the corners. Of the lower spandrel and the edge of that roof. This has been a big job, isn't it? Look at that. That house that we did. This pizzeria. We're almost done. Roof done. Spandrel done. 99%. Where's the last thing? The door. 99. Bit there. Bit here. The pillar. Three things left. House porch base, house porch fascia, roof sprinkle. Ah, I missed a little bit on the house here. Done. Fascia, where's that? Up here. Ah, it's the underneath. Okay. House porch sprinkle. So it was the house. I missed a couple of bits on the roof. We did it. Job complete. 100%. New job available. And now we get to watch the time lapse of our work as we just cleaned this entire place up. And there I go, whilst I'm rambling away, cleaning, scrubbing, the order that I did things, a little bit all over the place, here and there, back to there, up on the roof, and away we go. Pizza Sassy's clean. Okay, Sudsy Pants, you're coming with me. If you insist on completely undoing my revenge hit job, then the least you can do is undo the reason for the revenge hit job in the first place. Maybe if you'd swung by my man cave first, we could have avoided this entire situation. The Ice King's castle, is it? I had a feeling it's going to be splattered with pizza. And it looks like that's exactly what we're looking at. I don't know how long we have till the princess notices you're gone, Sudsy. We need to make good while we can. The whole place is covered in supremely melted cheeses and a boldly rich tomato sauce, which could have only come from one place. Pizza Sassy's. Let's have a quick look at what the Ice Kingdom looks like, covered in pizza. A right old delicious mess. It is the interior of the Ice Kingdom, the Ice Castle. I love the way the pictures aren't revealed until you spray them, and then you see what they are. And it's his house, and there's a dungeon, and all sorts of stuff. A keyboard, a little penguin friend. Actually alive. Pop him on the bed. There we go. Nice. Look at what I just found. The penguin's just like this, just chilling, standing on the floor, quacking to himself. If you pick him up and put him on the bed, as we had done, he bounces up and down. Jumps on the bed. If you take him off, put him down, stops. Isn't that cute? I wonder if there's maybe places around you could put him on the sofa and he sits down and watches TV. He sits on the sofa. What about behind the drums? Is there a seat behind the drums? No, just chilling. How funny. There's another chair over there. Is that the throne? If we sit you in the throne. Sits down too. That's cute. That's really cute. Can you work out on the working out machine? Nah, just chilling. What about the keyboard? Nothing. That's cute though. I like that. Let's put you on the bed and you can just jump up and down and enjoy yourself while he's not here. There you go. Thank you for watching. That was PowerWash Simulator 2, the sponsors of today's video. If you want to check out the game for yourself and play through those new maps in the brand new DLC, which is out right now, check out the link in the description and check out PowerWash Simulator 2 Adventure Time Pack. It's out today on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, with Nintendo Switch 2 coming soon. If you need more sleep time, check out one of those videos on the screen or one of the other 42 episodes in this series, and I will see you next time. Until then, good night.